Hey everybody, welcome in to Barry and Mark's Happy Hour Recap. I'm Mark.
And I'm Barry from edwardscom.net.
And we're coming to you from the campus of Case Western Reserve University and the Jolly Scholar, Matt Van's place. Fantastic beer selection, 20 plus craft beers, local and national beers as well. Award-winning barbecue here at the Jolly Scholar. Matt is part of a national barbecue team, the Whiskey Bent Barbecue. You can look them up. And they've been featured on the Food Network and so forth. They translate a lot of that food here to the Jolly Scholar. Great food, great times, and it's thejollyscholar.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, in our show notes, they'll be available in the description. Just click on the link, and you're ready to go.
Well, I have to say, Mark, this is a very, very special week.
Big
for
week.
Content marketing here in Cleveland,
Yep.
internationally as well. Content Marketing World. Let's say Content Marketing Institute puts on Content Marketing World every year, and it is at our new Cleveland Convention Center this year. And you have been asked to moderate an 8-hour event. Is that
Almost,
correct?
but just an all-day event for sure.
Yes.
On Wednesday, next Wednesday.
What's it called?
Intensives track, and we'll have 3
Intensives
great
track.
speakers as well.
Yes.
And it's part of the Content Marketing Institute, Joe Polizzi's Content Marketing
Yes.
Institute, and Joe was good enough to do our Content Marketing Forum last April, and he invited us to do this, and we're just excited as heck. Over 2,500 people from all around the world, from big brands, medium brands, small brands.
Yes.
36 of the Forbes 100 companies will be represented next week here at Content Marketing World. It's going to be great.
It's a really fantastic event, and it just shows you the impact that content marketing is having on our society.
That we've been telling you.
Well, yeah, we have.
Telling you
And
about.
with that, I mean, we want to just talk about some of just a few of the very big things that are happening there, and
how it
expound on
really
them.
relates to people's businesses, how they can use
That's what
content
it's all
marketing.
about. I mean,
Absolutely.
this is the age of content marketing, and as we'll get to, it's rather timeless in a way. Content marketing.
Yep.
But we'll get to that. Let's start with how brilliant storytellers create a sudden urge to act. Now, this is something that that to me resonates a little bit, because I do get sucked into content marketing that has a great story behind it. I will definitely take a larger look at a brand, and that is it, branding. Branding, people that know their brand and that can build a story around it and create some emotional value to it. I think that is incredibly important.
And tell that story well.
And tell that story very well. I mean, you got to be able to relate. You got to be able to remote.
Absolutely.
The future of content is writing. That's another subject coming up. And what I like about that, and you and I have talked about that recently, there's so many journalists out there that are so depressed thinking that this is the end of their careers, and frankly, it's a butterfly effect.
It's a brand new dawning for journalists. It certainly is. It really, really is. With newspapers kind of doing what they've been doing here over the last,
Sure.
and magazines and publications, but rest assured, print is not dead. I mean, and
not at all.
And not
It's
at all.
blossoming.
And with the internet getting so much bigger and so forth, and people having podcasts, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, people have found that, when you contact somebody at a big brand to talk about them, text them to talk about, their story and so forth and how they're doing content marketing, if they ask you, well, what medium is it going to be on? You say, well, it's going to be on the internet. And a lot of times people will say yes. But more times than not, when you tell somebody at a brand or somebody you're going to interview that it's going to be within print, more times than not, they're a little bit more attached to that, and they can actually relate to print a little bit more. So print by no means is dead. Journalism by no means is dead. This is actually a renaissance for journalists in the content marketing world.
It is, but I'm just going to end that with journalists, get online.
Absolutely.
Get online with SEO and stuff. Because print isn't what it used to be, as you know, and online it is exploding. with journalistic writing.
Sure, absolutely. A lot of people are online, but again, print is not dead, though.
No, it's never going to be dead. But how to fuel a sustainable content marketing strategy, that is something that we talk about a lot. And how to start your own content marketing strategy, part 1 and part 2. Those are things that we talk about a lot.
Right.
But I mean, I'm going to reiterate, you get somebody else's take on that it fuels your fire, it inspires you. Highly recommend these things. This one I like. I would like to take this one in. Engagement in a world of content overload, because it is content overload right now. We profess that everybody should be doing content marketing, and everybody's trying to do content marketing, and 90% of you shouldn't be doing content yourselves. You should be hiring somebody, because the future of engagement in a world of content overload, it means quality content.
Well, and you know what? We can actually get back to the basics, because you have to know who your audience is. You have to have goals, and you have to have a mission statement to do that.
Develop personas.
Absolutely. And you just can't say. Then you say, who are you marketing to? They say everybody. Well, you can't just market to everybody. You just can't
target. You
definitely have to target.
Try to market to everybody. You target nobody.
Absolutely, with your content. So, have that niche. If whatever industry you're in, there's got to be some type of way that you can communicate with those people that really, really need that type of content that will help make their lives better. And again, journalists, we were talking about journalists, they're a great way to do it. They know how to research something and tell a story.
They know how to engage their audience.
Absolutely.
That's what that's about. B2B content marketing strategy from scratch. I think that would be a good one to take in.
Absolutely, and LinkedIn is a great way to do that. LinkedIn was.
Oh God, you're not kidding.
It's not what it was 2 or 3 years ago, to where it was a new thing, and
it's a B2B content marketing haven right now.
Well, it is, but you have to do it right, and this is where you have to have people that's writing good content for you.
The cream of the crop rises to the top.
Absolutely.
So that's where the opportunities are. Mark, this is a great one from you, being the guy from radio, executing your podcast strategy step by step.
Yeah, podcasts or something, and I've been trying to get this going to do a podcast.
I'm all aboard. We're a little stretched for time.
Well, we are, but being in radio as long as I was, 25 plus years, and translating that to the internet is great. And when you're a content marketer, and when you have a business and so forth, and you're trying to reach your people, and you're trying to bring in guests and speakers who are, at the pinnacle of your industry, more times than not, when you put that journalistic hat on, they'll definitely be in. And the best part about that is establishing the relationships, and those people that you bring on your show, obviously they're going to tell their audience that they're on this podcast.
Without question. Now, what that makes me think about is the relationship of the blog to the podcast is very analogous to what used to be years ago, the magazine ad to the radio ad. You want to cross mediums and get the same message across. It's a very good way to go.
But podcasts are huge, and get on board. It's not a whole lot of. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to do it. If you email me, mark@edwardscom.net, I'll send you a couple of quick tips on how to do it. It's not expensive. Podcasting definitely is the way to go for your business.
Yes, Mark, I want you to talk to this one as well. We talked about this recently. The Furrow, the original content marketer.
From John Deere.
Very interesting.
And Joe Polizzi of the Content Marketing Institute, they are holding Content Marketing World, as we said earlier. It was funny, Joe, it was been a couple of years since we've met and started talking and so forth, and he talks about this all of the time in his presentations. And it's funny, because my family being from Western Pennsylvania and kind of farmlands, I've known about the Furrow for years. And the Furrow is a magazine that John Deere has put out for, I think, over 100 years. And this just tells you how much content works. People have been doing content marketing for years. I think as consumers, people just haven't known it.
The Furrow, John Deere used to do that, educating farmers on best practice techniques.
And they still do.
People didn't used to do that.
Well,
John Deere did.
And they still do. And actually, a lot of the people that actually read the Furrow also read the Old Farmer's Almanac as well. But getting back to the furrow, it is a publication of John Deere. Everyone knows John Deere tractor equipment and farm equipment and so forth. But in their articles and everything that you see in the furrow, the last thing they'll do is trying to sell you something. They're just trying to help out.
Classic inbound marketing.
Absolutely, the thousands and thousands and thousands of farmers across the world, and helping them do well in their business.
Oh, let's just tie this up with a few things. I would really like to see their take on rapid fire live landing page critiques, because everybody has a different take on landing pages, which is where you want to send people when you're doing your inbound marketing efforts with a link and
to grow that email list.
Yes, of course, to grow your email list. Some people say super simple page and guide them to one particular area. I get that. I understand that too. Other people will say, though, hey, let it be a little more homepage like, where they can dig for more information if they want before they're ready to commit, or then also have the avenues to dig a little bit more. I just would like to see their take on that.
One of the things about landing pages, though, the most important thing about landing pages is no matter how you do it or how you decide to do it, that thank you page is the page that you'll set up in your goals within Google Analytics to be that, that's your conversion right there. That will be your goal. If people make it to that page, that means they've given you their email address, they've allowed you to market to them, and that is the place where you start measuring content marketing and how well you're doing it.
Yeah, without question. Finally, the 10 most common SEO mistakes that content marketers make, and I'm just going to kind of put a lid on this with saying, if you're that journalist that we've been talking about, I think that you should have a bright future. YouTube, some things on basic SEO techniques. That's going to be very important. It's hugely important. Know how important your H1 headlines are, secondarily your H2 headlines. These are headings, subheadings, and so on. Relate to them in your body copy. You have to write to that when you're writing online. That's the whole purpose of it. So,
all right, well, I guess we're going to wrap it up here from the Jolly Scholar on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. So much thanks. Big thanks to Matt Van and the crew here, Pete, everybody at the bar. It's thejollyscholar.com. 20-plus craft beers on tap, award-winning barbecue. It's the Jolly Scholar, and until next week.
Well, and next week we're going to do some review on content marketing.
We're going to talk about.
So it's part 2.
Yeah, we'll have video and so forth.
Very important stuff.
Absolutely. So until next week.
Until next week.
From some other place here in Northeast Ohio.
Have a great week.
Have a good week.